It is such an honor to be here with all of you as we celebrate the state of New Hampshire's 225th birthday, the day when we became the 9th state to ratify the Constitution, the day when we cast the critical final vote needed to make the Constitution the law of this great country. I can't think of a better place to mark this occasion. Portsmouth isn't just one of the oldest cities in the country. Because the English settled this area here, Strawbery Banke, in 1623, this really could be considered the birthplace of the state of New Hampshire itself. And it is hard to overstate just how much New Hampshire has contributed to our country's history and culture. We are the home to many firsts, and some of the great people who have lived and worked here in Portsmouth exemplify the vision and the resilience that defines our state. Take, for example, the great John Paul Jones, one of America's first naval heroes. In 1777, here in Portsmouth, he oversaw the completion of the Ranger, a sloop of war. Then, a year later, he was the ship's commander when it became the very first American vessel to receive formal recognition from a foreign navy. In 1781, Jones returned here to Portsmouth to fit out and launch America, the largest ship of war built in the country up to that point. Others have achieved greatness here too. In 1800, the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard was established as the country's first naval shipyard. About a century later, in the midst of the First World War, people living and working here built the first submarine built in the United States Naval Shipyard, the L-8. But this city hasn't just distinguished itself in war. It has also advanced the cause of peace. In 1905, Theodore Roosevelt brokered the Portsmouth Peace Treaty that ended the Russo-Japanese War and made Roosevelt the first United States president to win the Nobel Peace Prize. This long-standing tradition of making history is part of what defines us as Granite Staters and is reflected in our strong tradition of a vibrant civic society. I like to say that in New Hampshire we do democracy better than any other place on earth. We provide an unmatched ability for every citizen to participate. We have city councils and community boards and advisory panels and a legislature of 424 people for 1.3 million citizens. All of these entities, these engines of democracy, are driven by citizens who understand that our individual success is dependent on our collective progress. That high level of democratic participation has meant that New Hampshire citizens are as engaged and well informed on issues as any citizens in the country. So today, as we celebrate the 225th birthday of New Hampshire as a state, we not only reflect on how our state got here, we also take pride in just how much our history and culture has helped define the greatness of the United States. So thank you again to Strawbery Banke for putting together this wonderful event to celebrate the day New Hampshire became a state. Your stewardship of our history and culture strengthens our state, preserving quintessentially New Hampshire traditions that are emblematic of the hard work, community involvement, and rugged individualism that makes our state as strong as granite. I, for one, look forward to continuing and building upon our historic traditions for another 225 years and beyond. Thank you all for joining us.